I know some of you might be thinking, what is an 18-year-old doing here, standing in front of us today? What can an 18-year-old possibly talk to us about? What can we learn from an 18-year-old? This 18-year-old is a survivor of a terrorist attack. I have lost my younger brother along with 150 friends in an attack on my school in Pakistan, which took place on 16 December 2014. 16 December 2014 is an unforgettable day of my life, a day that I will never be able to forget. On the morning of 16 December, I was in the first aid training with my schoolmates. Those happy moments of laughing, talking, and joking to my friends did not last for long. A group of men with guns and bombs in their hands entered our school and started firing one after another with no mercy. It was the most astonishing moment of my life because I always thought that school was a safe place, not a place where children would be brutally massacred. All I could see was blood and killing, and soon I realized I was hit by a bullet too. I was laying there on the ground, bleeding heavily in a lot of pain, and every next moment was worse than the past. I was surrounded by the dead bodies of my friends with whom I was laughing, talking, and joking a few minutes ago. Bombing and firing did not stop for long, and I thought I could be the next one to be killed. I saw my teacher burnt alive right in front of my eyes, and I couldn't help her because my wounds did not let me help her. The terrorists were merciless. They would shoot children until they died. My school uniform was red in blood. I pretended to be dead so that the terrorists did not notice that I was alive, otherwise they would have shot me until I died. A few hours later, the rescuers came and they threw me into an ambulance full of dead bodies, and I was brought to a hospital. That gave me hope that I may survive. In the hospital, I saw really badly injured and brutally killed students. It was a horrible scene, a scene that I will never be able to forget. In that tragic situation, I had totally forgotten about my brother Haris, who was in the same school with me. The next morning when I saw my parents, they looked very sad, and I asked them, "Where is Haris? Where's my brother?" And they replied while convincing me that Haris is in another hospital. However, after about 15 days, I found out from a friend that Haris was killed in that attack. I was shattered that day, and I had lost my dear younger brother. My treatment couldn't really be done in Pakistan, so I was brought to the UK, to the Queen Elizabeth Hospital in Birmingham for treatment, where I had about 11 operations. But it was not just the physical pain, it was the emotional and the mental trauma that me, my family, and many other families had to go through. After the attack, when I saw the pain that my family was going through, you know what I realized at that moment? I realized that millions of people around the world suffered through the same pain every day. And I thought, that needs to stop. That was the moment when my life totally changed. I decided that I will try to make sure that no one in this world ever suffers through the same things ever again. I decided that if the terrorists targeted us in school with the aim of deterring us from going to school, so that they could easily brainwash these young people, now I will try my best to make sure that every child in this world goes to school, because that's the way we can eradicate the ideology of terrorism. Terrorist ideology and propaganda is often effective on young people who are impoverished, uneducated, and desperate. To tackle this problem, I started an anti-radicalization campaign in the UK with the support from the Home Office by stopping children from being radicalized. We do this by informing them of the shocking realities of terrorism and its impacts on families like mine. After the success of the campaign, I decided to make an impact on a global scale to reach people in underprivileged parts of the world, people who are deprived of the fundamental rights to learn. So I started the Ahmad Nawaz Empowerment Project in 2018 with the help of another organization. We aimed to reach the areas of Pakistan along the border with Afghanistan that are high-risk areas and are largely ignored by the governments. As a result of the neglect, the literacy rate in some of the areas could be as low as 15%. So what we did under the Empowerment Project was choose students from those tribal areas of Pakistan and provide them with sufficient amount of money to cover the cost of their higher education. Through this project, we have been able to change the lives of about 40 young people in the tribal areas of Pakistan. Today, I'm very proud to share with you all that we, under the project, the Empowerment Project, have also built a school for about 300 Syrian refugee children in Lebanon, which will equip young people with the skills needed to excel in life. They may play the video now at this point, I believe.
In this area, there aren't any schools that embraces these Syrian students. For that, we looked for a building in this area and opened a school last year. The subjects that we offer are fundamental subjects: maths, science, English, Arabic, and Islamic studies. In the past, there was no school that would accept my boys. Until this year, we found a Salam school, and finally, my children got enrolled.
I love this school, my teachers and friends. This is an important project that will help us become better human beings. I hope you can continue this project, and I wish that you will be able to make similar projects for other children in other parts of the world. All children deserve education. I would like to thank World Care Foundation and Ahmad Nawaz Education Project for their support, and hope you can keep helping more and more children in the world.
Thank you. I believe that this project and these kind of projects will give these children hope that there is a hope in the future, that we can get somewhere in the future. In order to further provide educational opportunities across the globe, I decided to take my work a step further by launching my own organization that will work on these issues relentlessly. Today, at this Trust Conference in 2019, I am very proud to announce the launch of the Ahmad Nawaz Foundation. On this journey that I'm going to embark on, I would love the support from you all to ensure that no child in this world ever suffers while they are in schools, to ensure that no child is deprived of the fundamental right to learn, and to ensure that no child and no person in the society is left behind. Our global society, I believe, is still facing a lot of huge problems. We still haven't managed to eliminate the extremist ideology from our society. We still haven't tackled the modern-day slavery. And there are still people living in extreme poverty and deprived of their basic human rights. So looking at all these problems, I believe for us all in more privileged positions, taking action is not an option anymore, but it is our responsibility. Because if we don't do it, if we in more privileged position don't do it, no one ever will, and we will continue to see innocent people suffer every day. From personal experience, I believe that in life, when an incident or something bad or horrible happens, something similar to that, we're usually faced with two choices. We can either choose to stay quiet, do nothing, and just try to forget about that incident and continue with our lives. Or we could choose to stand up, speak out, and take action, and make sure that that thing does not happen ever again to anyone in this world. I chose the latter, and I will encourage everyone in this room to do the same. I believe that in this modern age, our voices are what gives us our power. We can use ours to shine a light on the problems that are destroying our society, or we can let those problems continue existing. I use my voice for my brother in the hope that no child will ever have to suffer from the same things that we did. And I believe that you all must use your voices to shine a light on the problems that are pressing our society the most. Thank you very much.